everybody, welcome back at my videos and my YouTube channel where I'm posting all the videos. Happy New Year to everyone, because this is the first video of 2024 and upcoming months and everything what's coming in the new year. This time I picked also very interesting vocab field, I think, for everyone, because my passion is watching sometimes when I have some free time for myself, the crimes or thrillers or sort of like stories with crime content on the online platforms, OSN or Netflix or HBO or any other platform. And I was thinking that a lot of people, even with a very good vocab or high-level English, maybe would be interested into a sort of overview of all the criminology terms or criminal categories or crimes, and then the criminals who are actually committing these types of the crimes. And then there is a vocab which I think I can make another video, which is about judicial system and how then investigators and police authorities and judges are actually investigating the case, and then the court and the system. So, but the first, I think, types of the crimes which we have, and we can go alphabetical order, it would be easier, and I have also the list here. The first is arson. Arson is the act of deliberately setting fire to buildings, vehicles, or other property. Is a serious crime. So arson, and from that we have that person who is arsonist, means that it's a serious crime. You can get really high penalty after that when you set a fire to the building or a house or anything which is then burned down. And of course there can be a damage of high value, but not only property and material stuff, but also the people can actually burn down. The next one is assault. Assault is a quite general term. Assault is physically attacking another person, can range from simple assault to aggravated assault, depending on the severity of harm. So simple assault is somebody just actually slapping someone or just kicking him or her. But then it might be aggravated assault, which means even with weapons or something. So any assault is basically a criminal act, so it's crime. Embezzlement is more the act of dishonestly taking money that one has been trusted with, usually in a work context. Embezzlement means that it's a fraud. That you, for instance, you are a cashier or you are a financial director in the company, or you are any kind in charge of the cashier system or some funds. And then when you actually fraud it for your own interest or somebody else's interest, then that's embezzlement. Kidnapping is a very serious act of unlawfully taking and detaining a person against their will. Often involves demands for ransom. Ransom is this amount of money or something material, or some material thing or possession, or sometimes they ask for the airplanes or aircrafts or cars. So all this is kidnapping somebody. Usually when we watch movies or something, usually it involves a lot of times the children or minors from rich families, because then they kidnap them and then they want ransom. This ransom means what they want for returning the person back. So kidnapping is very serious crime. Murder, the act of killing another person with intention. Murder is a little bit different, which we are coming into manslaughter, which is the next term, manslaughter, because murder is intended, it's planned, projected, thought act, which is actually having very different penalty levels, and it's a serious crime, like we can say actually the most serious crime. Because manslaughter is the act of killing another person without intention, considered less severe than murder. It means manslaughter, generally, we can say that we all can be one day in involved in manslaughter, or not directly actually acting it, but involved, because manslaughter can be a car accident. So when there is a car accident and the other person is killed, and for instance you survive, and even though you crashed the car, or the car was actually maneuvering in a way that car crashed you and you survived, the other person is actually dead. Manslaughter is something which you have no intention to do it, but it happens because it's a huge accident. Not only car accidents, it can be in the mountains with skiing. Yes, so we heard cases when one skier actually bumped into the other one, and the other person is dead, because of course it might be a really severe speed and fast speed, all these act. So manslaughter is basically killing someone but no intention, and there is a different penalty, actually, levels. So murder, manslaughter. Then robbery is the act of taking something from another person by force or threat of force, usually involves personal confrontation. Robbery, you can be robbed in the street, in the bank, taken the money, purse. It happened to many people, I think, and many of us, actually, it happened to me. I was robbed by money, or you know, this little crimes like pickpocketing, and this is all basically sort of robbery, or just they take something from the car. That's also robbery. Trespassing, this act of unlawfully entering another person's property, is many times actually discussed and many times solved and sorted in the US, because trespassing means that in the US, I think person can be even killed. So when someone is not sure if it's not the property of somebody else, if there is no fence or anything, you have to be very careful, especially in the US territories, if you are not trespassing, because then the law says that the owner and the possessor of the property has a lot of rights what to do and how to do it. So trespassing. Larceny is the act of unlawfully taking another person's personal property. It's a broader term that includes theft and robbery. So larceny is everything. Theft and robbery, even I think even muggers are also actually larcens, so larceny. So it's a very broader and general term for any kind of robbery or theft. Forgery is the act of fraudulently making or altering a document or other object with the intent to deceive somebody. Forgery means that when criminals need new ID documents or passports or tickets or anything like that, I mean, there is this identification, system. That's a forgery. Of course, most of the times it's passports, but forgery can be documents, certificates, anything what is actually possible to forge and to criminally actually act in presenting that you are pretending that you are somebody else, yeah, or just some fictitious person, yes. So that's forgery, but usually it's with money also. Then when somebody is actually printing the money in some, it happens with a lot of currencies, so that's forgery still. Vandalism, the act of intentionally damaging or destroying property, usually public property like park benches and street signs. Vandalism, especially for young boys, teenagers, not only boys, girls, it happens, yeah. Sometimes even graffiti is considered in many countries or territories as a vandalism, when actually they put the graffiti, which is sometimes considered for modern art, but when they put it on a new buildings or whatever, that's a vandalism, and it can be actually penalized. Blackmail is the act of threatening to reveal damaging information about someone unless certain demands, often monetary demands, funds and money, are met. It means that somebody is blackmailing you. So why? Usually for money, that they reveal some information, very private, sexual, whatever information about you. So that's some blackmailing. And these people are usually now acting online. They can blackmail you online for something, or just calling you, sending you letters. So it depends. Blackmail. Smuggling is the act of illegally moving goods or people into or out of country. Smuggling usually means that you have to cross the borders. You have to cross some territories. So smuggling means usually it happened to be alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, of course, and dealing with drugs. But smuggling considers also persons trafficking. Trafficking is another term for usually minors, children, or even adults, usually women, who are actually trying to escape some country because of the war zone or because of some religious pressures of the government, of the local government, or something, or just economic reasons. And then, of course, they can be trafficked and smuggled into other country for other reasons. And of course, a lot of money involved, refugees and people who are actually migrants. It's a whole system, which is very complicated how to really fight it. But of course, border controls and patrols. Yeah. So these are sort of types of crimes. I would actually put there also much more. I think you heard about cyber attacks and cyber crimes. So it's online, everything. Then this, what I mentioned, muggers. Muggers are usually people who are actually operating in the street and they try to rob you by money, purse, wallet, whatever. The pickpocketing is actually robbery or larceny, which I said, but pickpocketers are also very popular still in the cities, that they try to steal your valuables, usually purse or wallet, from your bags or purses. Pickpocketers or pickpockets. Then the cybercrime, as I mentioned, then hacking, which is not considered always as crime. It depends what hackers are doing. Some hackers are actually government hackers and could be really good in that job, and they are even paid very well for that. So it really depends how you consider it. These are actually these main crimes which we can actually consider as types of the crimes, and we explored it. And additionally, I think I make another video, are types of criminals who are actually doing this, which there is this pickpocket, as I mentioned, murderers, drug dealers, forgers, vandals, and then there are criminal categories, and there are still words and terms and vocabulary which actually considered criminal justice. So how actually these people are either searched for, arrested, and dealt with and sorted. Yeah. So what kind of rights they have because of judicial system, and so on and so on. So I think it's quite interesting topic. So I think this 12 minutes is enough for the start, and all these crimes are at the beginning enough for you to know. Thank you very much. See you next time.